guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do an empties video. So my bag isn't like full, but I find that when I like let the bag get full, the video is like half an hour long. So I thought, why not do it now? Because also today I'm going to be having like a massive cleanup of my flat. I'm having an inspection in a couple of days time, so me and my housemates are going to like absolutely blitz it. So I thought this would be the perfect time for me to get rid of all the rubbish that I've got just chilling in a bag in my room, because that might be hard to explain. Although I don't think that does matter. Anyway, I'm also, this chart, it's not mine. Isn't that cute? Look at it. I like this little corner. By the way, I don't know if you ever know, I'm sat on the floor here, but this is like our most like decorated corner. It's a very grey day today, so we're back on the floor, but oh, I'm gonna raise that whilst I'm talking. Anyway, let's jump right in. No particular order, just gonna go straight in. Go for the biggest one. Oh, and every time I see it covered in hair and covered in dried product. And this hair mask is no different. So this is the Sebastian Hydre 500ml hair mask. I get quite a few hair products from a website called gooseberryshop.co.uk. I think they're an actual salon, but they also sell stuff online. I believe they're based in Nottingham, so I don't like go into shop or anything. I just buy it all online. And they do like a lot of like salon size stuff. This wouldn't have been all that expensive. And I think this is the second Sebastian hair mask that I've gone through. So I believe I went for the Trillionths one first, and this is the Hydre. I think I prefer the Trillionths one. This one's like a little bit, I mean, it is a good hair mask and it does work really well, and particularly for the price point and sort of the quality of the product, I think it's great. But if I was to pick out of the Trillionths, which I think is just got like a few more, it's like a kind of like a 3-in-1, hence Trillionths, whereas the Hydre is more specific for hydration. Whereas, I mean, I don't bleach the ends of my hair anymore, although they are still bleached because I've dyed over them. I feel like maybe this will be less necessary for me. My hair is naturally quite oily, so, but you know, all of our ends need hydration. Oh, also, I want to rate the products out of 5. And I want to say whether I'd buy them again as well, because I feel like that just might be helpful for you. So I would give this a 4, because it is, you know, salon quality. I do like Sebastian products quite a lot. And would I purchase it again? Yes, I would. Although I would be tempted to try the products or go back to the Trillionths. But if this was the one that was on offer, this is the one that I would get. Sticking with hair, I've got a product from IGK. This is the Beach Club Volumizing Texturizing Spray. I got this with a you know, Space NK do like sort of like spend £60 and get £15 off. That's typically when I will sort of like I'll buy something that I'm tempted, like I want to try, but it's got quite a high price point when you sort of get that 25% off effectively. But yeah, so this is a volumizing texturizing spray. Like this spray is really, really nice. Hang on, I think it's still got the price on yet, but it's £25. So I'm gonna tell you right out of the gate, no, I probably wouldn't purchase this again. It is a great product. Do I like it? Out of 5, I would still give it probably a 3.5 or a 4, but I just think every time I used it, I just felt like it never warranted the price tag, so that's why it's not got a higher rating. But I don't think I would purchase it again unless it was sort of like in a set, like a value set, or like on offer or something like that, just simply because I think it's overpriced, to be honest. See, that's the thing, like with styling products, like stuff like mousses and stuff like styling creams, like I'm happy to spend money on because I go through them less than I do sort of sprays. And like, even I spend money on shampoo and conditioner and stuff, because this is all my own hair, if you ever wondered. And obviously I like to look after it. I love hitting up a TK Maxx to see what sort of salon size stuff they have. But yeah, that's wildly off topic. This, I wouldn't purchase again. It was a good product, like it did give that volume, it did give that nice grittiness to that sort of like gritty, grungy texture. At the moment, I'm using a Schwarzkopf one, and it's like a texturizing hairspray. Is it as good as this? No, probably not. Although this one doesn't have that as much hold. I don't know, they're fucking expensive. Like the Orbea one as well, expensive. Anyway, moving on. Still got quite a lot of hair stuff in here. That's the thing, like I always find these products are quite dominated by hair and body care. But then I suppose they're the things I probably talk about less in my videos, like when I talk about my favourites, although it's something that obviously I am using, it's something that I'm speaking about less. So this here is the Batiste Dry Shampoo in the tropical flavour. I believe I mentioned the story behind this before. Long story short, my mum bought me a can of this and I would have never picked this scent for myself, but actually turns out I really like it. Would I buy this again? Yes, I would. I would give this, I'm giving everything a lot of 4s, aren't I? I would give this a 4. The reason it's not a 5 is because I have dark brown hair and you absolutely can see it. Like it is, Batiste is no joke when it comes to the dry shampoo game. So you know that you're getting that white cast over your hair. But I love, if I know that my hair's gonna be a bit greasy in the morning, I'll just like douse my hair in dry shampoo, and then when I sleep in it, it'll sort of like die down a little bit. But yeah, it is one of those things that you have to sort of very much work into your hair. So that's probably why like the white cast is quite a lot. I would repurchase this again, and I guess that's my only con with it. Moving on to body, I've got something from Duper. So this is a subsidiary brand. Well, I don't know what the umbrella company is called, but they're linked with like Soap and Glory, Bliss, and I believe Beauty Pie is also part of that sort of umbrella company. Anyway, so this is a body wash by them, and this is the Rich and Creamy Shea Butter Body Wash. Now I got like a small sort of travel size of this one, and I went and bought the full size. I really like this product. They do have several scents. I think they have like a ginger one and like a lemon limey one. So depending on sort of what your scent family is. However, this one is definitely more of like a shower cream than a body wash, in the sense that it is like an opaque, thick, well, it does say body wash on the back, but yeah, it sort of definitely has that creaminess with the shea butter in it, which I quite like because it doesn't dry your skin out at all. Duper are sort of like very much no parabens, 97% natural ingredients, like that's sort of their thing. So I imagine this will be, and it says like it's formulated without like a whole bunch of nasties. So I imagine if you're somebody who's got sensitive skin, particularly this one will do nice because again of that almond oil that it's got in, the shea butter and all that stuff. And also it smells amazing. Like predominantly I bought this for the smell. Oh my god. It's sort of just got that really sort of like sickly sweet, almost like a creme brulee is how it smells. Yeah, I definitely would buy this again. These are a little bit more expensive, but they are massive bottles, so they do last you a little while rather than sort of getting like a quid Radox. I believe these are about £5 and you can get them from Tesco. That's the only place I've seen them sold. Is it Tesco or Asda? Fairly certain it's Tesco. And I'm gonna give this a 4.5 because I think for a body wash, as body washes go, this one I think is a nice price point, luxurious enough, but yeah, still not. Yeah, maybe the packaging is a bit weird. But that would probably be the only bad thing I'd have to say about this, that I'm not crazy on like these green weird bubbles, but you know, hey, to can it into something else if you want your shower to look Instagram. But yeah, I would 100% purchase this again and I think it's great. Speaking of Soap and Glory, I would say in the past year, in 2018 is when I really started to moisturize my body. It was one of those things before where I would go through body washes like infinitely quicker than I would go through stuff like this. So by the way, this is the Smoothie Star Deep Moisture Body Milk. However, now I've got like a little routine that I go through when I get out the shower. Well, actually, I'm still stood in the shower when I moisturize, and I think that's the key, like having the moisturizer sat in your shower or bath or whatever. And if you sort of towel dry yourself, then put it on, it sort of isn't that much of a faff. I mean, it has got a teeny tiny little bit in left. And also, I want to say it's got very similar ingredients to this. It is like a very similar scent family, although this is more almondy. Oh, I do really like the smell of this one as well. So again, that's part of it, but it also does the job. Like it is moisturizing enough, but it still doesn't like leave you feeling like sticky and gross. So I feel like if you are a morning showerer, although I'm personally an evening showerer, I think you'd be able to sort of literally clean your teeth, sort of do a bit of skincare, and then chuck your clothes on in the bathroom, and then you'd be good to go with that one. Out of 5, I would give this a 4.5. Again, I would give it because, again, like it's got this pump, which although I do use like a couple pumps for like each section of my body, this is a gigantic size for the amount that you pay as well. I think these are both literally 500 milliliters. So I think, although again, it's not like a couple of quid, I think it's just like a little over a £5, and it will last you a really long time. So I feel like cost per use is really reasonable. And it smells amazing and it does what you want. So yeah, 4.5. I've got another dry shampoo here, again from Batiste. This is the Heavenly Volume one. Now I would say out of the normal ones, this is my favorite. However, this one's like one of the extra special ones, which has extra volume. And I know I've mentioned this before, because I have got quite a lot of hair, it isn't necessarily fine. Like I do have fairly like thick hair, like it doesn't look like brown smoke towards the ends, which I'm thankful for. But I find like at the top of my head, like I'm still just such a scene kid at heart. I backcomb my hair, and I'll like spray a bit of this into it, and it does add, like I can definitely tell the difference between this has more volume in it. But so did I give this one a 4? I think I give this one a 4. I would give this one a 4.5. I don't really think this has a scent, I just think it's like just standard Batiste. But that extra volume I do like, because particularly while rubbing it into the roots. So, and I do notice a difference, and yes, would recommend that. Also, like if you are somebody who backcombs your hair, like if you like backcomb it, then spray it over, then rub it in, ooh, Your hair's staying big forever. Ooh, I've got a setting spray here. This is a sort of deluxe sample size of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Now, did I use this particularly as a primer? No, not really. I used it as a setting spray. I will say the spray on it was quite nice. Would I repurchase this? I mean, I don't know how much it is, but because it's Smashbox, I imagine it's not cheap. So probably not, no. Did I enjoy using it? Yes, I did. It did what, actually, I was gonna say it didn't do what I said on the packet. It did what I wanted it to do, which was set my makeup. It's so funny, bye. My auntie was watching me do my makeup over Christmas, and I think it was actually this one that I was using. And when I was like spraying my face, she's like, does that make a difference? Yes, it does. I do feel that if you have a good setting spray, it does make a difference. I would give this one a 3. I think it was fine. It was nice, but again, I always feel like, no, I wouldn't repurchase it because of the price tag, because I go through it so much. Like, I like to find something that is cheap and cheerful and true. Would I use it again though? Yes. Would I pay for it? No. Next up, I've got a product from Beauty Pie. This is the Fruit Sign 5-minute facial. I've used a whole one of these up. I love this stuff. I think this is fantastic. If you like an exfoliating mask, which is what this is, I think this one's a really phenomenal one. I would definitely purchase it again. I would give this, would I give this a 5 out of 5? Maybe I would. Yeah, fuck it. First 5 out of 5. Let's do it. Because I definitely notice a difference in my skin when I'm regularly using a chemical exfoliant. At the moment, I am using the Ordinary one, and there are differences between the two. Do I think you need both necessarily in your arsenal at the same time? No, I don't. But yeah, this one has, well, you get a bigger size, but then also you use more if we're comparing them. But this one also does have some sort of grit in it too. So even when you are sort of like washing it off, like you do get that added manual exfoliant in it as well. I would 100% recommend this. I find that sort of particularly like around my nose, I can get like, my skin can get really congested, and you can sort of see it. Like, it's not necessarily like blackheads, but it almost looks fuzzy. That's the best way for me to describe it. And this prevents that, you know, if I'm sort of in a good routine of using both like a clarifying mask and exfoliating mask like this one, my skin's great, so would 100% repurchase this one, just don't have it at the moment. 5 out of 5, whoop whoop. I feel like I'm playing bowling by just throwing my stuff down. Anyway, next up, I've got Bioderma. I don't think it's one of my Empties videos without a Bioderma in it, so this is the OG micellar solution. I use this as a makeup remover every day. At the moment, I am actually using a Garnier one, so if I were, I don't know if I have got a Garnier one in here this time. It doesn't look like I do. If I'm looking for something like more budget friendly and more easier to get hold of, because I do like to get the bigger size, I will go for the Garnier, because often that's in supermarkets and it's on offer. At the moment I have like a 700ml bottle on the go. But yeah, I use something like this every day. This one is my favorite. The original, in my opinion, is the best, but it is more expensive, and sometimes, you know, if it's towards the end of the month and things getting a bit tight, yeah, I do go for the Garnier one, but ultimately this one is my favorite. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 as well. I have been using this, I honestly don't even know how long I've been using this. I've been probably using this since I was 19. So 6 years I have been using this product and absolutely loving it. And although the imitations have come out, I still feel this one stands up to all of them. I just find that it is the best mix of removability, non-stingability, and like, it doesn't like leave a film on your skin at all or anything, and it doesn't sort of sting, it doesn't irritate my eyes at all, but it does remove the makeup, so which is ultimately what you want. So I would 100% recommend and repurchase this one. I'm lucky enough that I actually got one for Christmas, so after I finish the bottle of Garnier that I'm using, this is gonna be back in my life, and I'm very excited about it. Anyway, also, it's one of those things, my mum doesn't know like all of my holy grail makeup, skincare, body care products, but this one she knows about. This one she knows is a surefire hit that I will use and I will love, because it's a surprise, it was my mum that got it for me. But yeah, so if my mum knows about it, you know I love it. Next up, I have got another exfoliating product. This is by The Ordinary, and this is the glycolic acid 7% toning solution. By the way, oh my god, the founder's dead. I feel like not a big enough commotion was made about that. Like, I found out like over a week at, anyway, that's awful, and a whole other situation that definitely could, in my opinion, could be avoided. That's just my PSA on that one. He clearly needed help and wasn't given it. Anyway, speaking of the products and his legacy, let's do that, why not, I guess. Now I feel weird talking about it. This product, so this is their version of kind of like the Pixie Glow Tonic, like that sort of exfoliating toner, which a lot of brands have in their lineup. This one I am a particular fan of. I did buy my housemate one of these for Christmas, because again, of what she was talking about, and again, speaking of sort of that daily exfoliant, Sorry, speaking about that chemical exfoliant, I like to have like a weekly one, like this, like weekly, bi-weekly. By bi-weekly, I mean twice weekly. Or, oh, it's bubbling at the top, isn't that fun? And then having something like this every day to sort of like keep on top of it. Again, as I said, it's just one of those things that my skin, I wouldn't say is necessarily spot prone anymore, but again, it's something that I want to keep on top of, but it can also get congested. It can also just feel full of gack. So I like to keep an exfoliation on hand. Would I purchase this one again? Yes, I would. At the moment, I'm using a different toning product, one from Beauty Pie. By toning, I mean exfoliating. You know what I mean. Would I buy this one again? Yes, I would. I would give this a 4.5. I don't know why I won't give it the full-blown 5, but I'm going to stick with a 4.5. I couldn't tell you what's wrong with it, but I don't want to give it a 5. I don't think it's as holy grail as these in my mind. But it is still a very good skincare product, and it's very reasonably priced, and you can get on places like ASOS and stuff like that. Cool. Speaking of Beauty Pie, here is the Japan Fusion Pure Transforming Cleanser. I feel this is, if you like the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser, I believe you'll like this. I have already repurchased this one. I really like this one as sort of like a nice evening cleanser, although it's not too like emollient or too sort of oil heavy. It's, how do they describe it? It's like gel to oil to milk, and it leaves my skin feeling clean but soft and just, yeah, just like looked after is the best way to describe it, which is I guess what I would also get from the Milky Jelly. I prefer this one because it's cheaper. There's no real reason other than that, although this one has more of a gelatinous consistency than the Milky Jelly. Gentle, I thought it said gelatin, I'm like, oh no. But yeah, I just think this is a nice all-round cleanser. I believe the Japan Fusion line is supposed to be really good for sensitive skin as well. So you know that there's no nasties in it, you know that it's not overly stripping. You know, I do use it in combination with something like this as well. So, but yeah, I just feel like it gives my skin a nice good clean. I've already repurchased it, so yes, I would do that. And I would again give this a 4.5. I want to say my favourite cleanser I've ever used was by Amoravitza, the sort of like clay cleanser in a pot. Yeah, so I'm going to give this one a 4.5 as well. It is a very good product though, and I would recommend. I'm going to go for a deodorant here. I don't always save my deodorants, so I want to point out that I have used other deodorants since, yeah, I've definitely used more deodorants than this. I sometimes just forget. Anyway, this is by Dr. Organic, and this is the Organic Pomegranate Deodorant. So I have like, I suppose, an interesting relationship with deodorant, I guess. I want to use a more natural one. However, I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. So this one is from Holland & Barrett, and it is a roll-on, again, Dr. Organic, like it's supposed to be all good. And it smells nice. I feel like it's smell masking rather than, it's not an antiperspirant, I don't think. Does it say this anywhere? I mean, it doesn't claim to be an antiperspirant. I just think it's more of a, it's definitely more of a mask, like a smell masker, than a smell preventer or a sweat preventer. So depending on how sweaty you get, would I use this in the dead of summer? I don't know if I would, but then I'm not overtly sweaty. But if I'm sort of in those like high heat situations, I wouldn't lean on this. Now, would I buy this again? I guess I would. I would want to try other natural deodorants, because like the thing is like realistically I'm not going to always use natural deodorant, because a lot of the ones that I recommended are over £10 for a stick of deodorant, like £5 max is that what you're getting for me for deodorant. So that for me is like probably the biggest drawback from trying other natural ones. So I want to find one that's sort of like reasonably priced, but also works well. Like this doesn't work badly, but as I said, it's not an antiperspirant. So if you're somebody that's really sweaty, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you're somebody that just likes to not smell like BO and just wants to, you know, keep fresh, I guess this, and again with the pomegranate, like the actual scent that I picked is quite nice. But yeah, so would I purchase this again? Yes, probably. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10 because it is a deodorant, but I also like an antiperspirant mixed in. And it was something that I would use for sort of less sweaty days. But it's not bad. Yeah. Oh, I've got a few bits of makeup. I've got 2 of one product. I think I've only got 2 of, oh no, I've got 2 of another product in here. So here I have 2 of the Maybelline. I think they've changed the name, you know. I always keep calling it like the Instant Anti-Age Rewind, but it says Eraser over the top of it. And I imagine these are both the lightest color, Ivory. Actually, they've recently extended their shade range, because I know that because I bought another one. Surprise, I'd buy it again. I think these ones were 01. They now have a 00 because they've made it bigger. It's still not fantastic, particularly for the deeper skin tones, but they have added like a few color correctors and sort of a few more in-between shades. And I think the more popular this gets, even though it's incredibly popular, I hope that they will expand the range. Anyway, I love this stuff. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm not using this on other people. This is just going underneath my eyes. So I directly apply it under my eyes. I know some people put it on the back of their hand and tap it in, but I think this dispenser helps you evenly disperse the product. I think this is holy grail status for me, because I literally don't think I've had my makeup bag without one of these for years. 5 out of 5, would 100% recommend and purchase again. I think it's a really great price point. I think concealers at the drugstore are fantastic. I definitely think that is where I do most of my concealer shopping, is the drugstore, because they're just phenomenal. But also like, the drugstore's like not that cheap anymore anyway, because I think these are about £7. I've already repurchased and will continue to do so. Moving on, I've got a lipstick. Now this lipstick isn't finished. This is Cake by Glossier, and you can see why. Yeah, I kind of sort of said bye to it. Just like, oh no. Yeah, so yeah, the thing snapped off, fell on the floor, it's dried out, the formula, and the case also cracked. So basically what happened is I dropped it on the floor, it snapped and cracked. So I was like, do you know what? I think it's time to say goodbye, particularly because this is a great colour, but personally for me, because I like sort of moody brown colours, although this is an orange, I think Leo is more the colour for me, like my everyday colour. I love that. But I do know a lot of people love this colour, so if you don't want something as brown, this one is really nice, but just personal preference, I like the brown one. And also they've updated the formula and packaging, so I don't want to stay too long on this, because this, if you went and bought Cake now, the problems that I had with this lipstick, I feel like have been resolved, because they were a problem that happened for a lot of people. A lot of people felt like the packaging was a little bit tacky, which I get. I mean, the lipstick's £14. I believe they're £14, which isn't like £25, which is like what you pay for like a YSL or a Chanel. So, although I guess they're not necessarily selling themselves as that, but I just think that the packaging has been resolved, and I believe the formula is supposed to be less drying. So I hope that, you know, your packaging wouldn't crack like this if you just drop it on a carpet as well, by the way. It wasn't like a hard floor, it was a carpet, and I don't know if you can see it, it cracked, and hopefully the bullet wouldn't fall out of it. So I don't want to necessarily complain about those too much, although that's definitely all I've just spoken about. The colour's nice. It's like a, well, hang on, if I can show you. It's sort of like a pinky nudie everyday colour, which I think is really nice. But as I said, would I purchase this one again? No, probably not. I would go for Leo over this one, but I would purchase from the Generation G lipstick line again, particularly because the problems that I have with them have been resolved. Out of 5, I would give this. I did really like this lipstick though when I had it. I would give this a 3.75, specifically for this one because it fell on the floor and broke on a carpet floor. However, as I said, going forward, I know that they've listened to their consumers and have changed that, so I feel like that's an unfair score, but for this specific one, that's what I would give it. Because I know I've put that in a favourites video before. Anyway, I've got a couple of mascaras to talk about. First of all, I've got the Super Fan by Smashbox. So basically I've got like a little set where I've got this, the Primal Water, and I also got one of their eyeshadow palettes as well. It's like a little Christmas set, so I've been using this one now. This mascara is really nice. However, and I know I've spoken about this before, and I think it's definitely down to my technique of applying mascara, which is like I blink into it. That's how I sort of like coat, but not like viciously. I'm not like, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not being sort of like rough, because particularly it's like, it's my eyes, so I am being dainty whilst I'm like blinking into my mascara. However, I always get like speckles under my eyes, which again, it's not a massive problem, because by the way, here's a hack. If you ever do get like mascara on your face, because particularly like usually that's something that people do towards the end, just let it dry and then it comes off very easily. Trying to get it off straight away and like getting a black smear of your face is not the one, so just literally let it dry, do something else, but remember to take it off. But anyway, so it's not like the end of the world, but it's just something like, it was every time that I used it, I would get black under my eyes. And I did like the finished result, like I don't think it was bad. Maybe that's something that wouldn't happen to you if you use a different technique for putting mascara on, but I just found how I applied it, it went all over the place. So I'm gonna give this another 3.75, because the actual product isn't bad. Like it stays well, I found it didn't smudge, it made my lashes look really nice, but just through how I apply this product, I found that it wasn't for me. So I would not repurchase this one. Next up, I've got the Superfan Mascara by Beauty Pie. This is the second mascara that I've used from them. And again, I feel like I'm a broken record. I know I've mentioned this before, but I preferred the first one that I used. And this one has more of a sort of like fluffy brush, kind of think better than Sex Vibes. By the way, I didn't bend it came like this. It's not a bad mascara, although I find it's not as lengthening as I would like. It definitely is more of a sort of, well, it says Superfan. I would disagree with that. I would find it's definitely more of a volumizing mascara rather than a separating mascara, which I feel like this is what, if you heard Superfan, because to me this both have to do with fans. Wait, are they both called Superfan? They are both called Superfan. This is Superfan, this is Superfan Wide Eyes. Anyway, there's a lawsuit on your hands. I would personally prefer the other one that I use, which name I forgot, but it's more of a plastic spiky wand. I personally preferred that one, although they do have other mascaras, so I'm definitely happy to try them. It's not waterproof, neither of these are waterproof actually, but I didn't find it smudged on me or anything. And again, I just find like mascara is one of those things that's super personal, and this is just one for me that I, would pass up on. I wouldn't purchase this one again. It is only £4, but you know, I can find other £4 mascaras by Beauty Pie that are more suited to me personally. But if you like sort of more, if length's not necessarily a thing for you, if it's more sort of like voluptuousness, then maybe this will be the one for you, but it's just personal preference. I've got a mini hairspray here. This one is by Bedhead TG. This is the mini hard head hairspray. I surprisingly like this. I just like randomly had this in my arsenal. I believe somebody bought me like a hair care set and this was part of it. And I find actually it is a really good hairspray. I don't know how much it is. I would repurchase this one again if I saw it in TK Maxx. If I saw this in TK Maxx, I would buy it. I just imagine it's quite expensive for a full-size one due to the branding, and you can find really good hairsprays at the drugstore. If I saw this one like discounted, I would buy it. So I kind of would buy it again because it is a really very good hairspray. However, I would be hesitant to pay full price for it. And out of 5, I would give this a 4 out of 5. I think it is a really good hairspray. It literally does what it says on the tin. Like, it doesn't look crunchy or gross. Yeah, it just sort of sets the hair. It smells really nice. Like, I think that's a really big theme with TG products, like the Bedhead range. Like, it smells wonderful. I've got another Double Trouble. These are both the same. This is the Matte Finish NYX setting spray. I've already repurchased this, I'm already using it, I've used it today. I find for me, this is a setting spray which sits nicely between a price point, although they've put it up by £1. It used to be £6, now it's £7. Don't think I didn't notice, because I absolutely did. I mean, I like that you get more for your money with the bigger bottles, but this one fits nicely in a makeup bag if you work from a makeup bag when you're doing your makeup. I think it's like a good price point. For me, it's easily accessible, and it does a good job. So maybe the spray is not the best. It's certainly not the best. I feel like I'm now selling it short. It's not the best setting spray, but with setting sprays, yeah, it's just something that I'm not prepared to spend lots and lots of money on. So I have already repurchased this. I'm gonna give this a 4. I really haven't given anything under a 3.75, have I? Have I? But yeah, I've already repurchased this and will continue to repurchase this, although I do like to try other ones. So if you have a recommendation for a setting spray that is sort of like nice and sleek, and isn't too expensive, I'd love to hear from you, because I do like this one, but I am open to suggestions. Moving on to something completely different, we have a Chanel foundation. This here is the Vitalumiere Aqua, and I use the colour 10 Beige. This is a phenomenal foundation. This has a cult following, and I completely understand why. Again, similarly to the NYX product, it is slim, it's easy to carry, so it's good for your makeup bag, but it still looks chic as fuck because it's Chanel. This is a nice skin-like base. I really got back into using this, thus I used it up. I don't know if I would prefer this one to the Vitalumiere, or is it Vitalumiere Velvet? The one in the black packaging that's the same as this. I really liked mixing them together, which is bougie as fuck, but it does make a really nice base. But this one is sort of more lifelike. It is more in the, it's not a dewy foundation, it's a skin-like, it's a satin finish is the best way for me to describe it. Would I repurchase this? I don't know if I would, to be honest with you. Not because it was bad at all, by any stretch of the imagination, but because there's so many foundations out there, and I just feel like it's foundation bases, they're very seldom something that I repurchase. So with this price point, I don't know if I would repurchase it again, but I would recommend it. I do think it is really nice. I think sort of if you're getting married, this would be a really great base foundation. If there's a colour for you, which, let's face it, Chanel catered to white French women and that's about it. Yeah, because even for me, this, I would prefer something lighter. But all that being said, it is a really good product. There's a reason why there's a cult following. I get it, but as I said, what I like to do is I like to save up my boots points and buy a nice foundation. And I don't know if I'd buy this one again. But it is nice, but it is nice. Got a couple of the products left, and the last skincare product, we've done it. We've shoved our hand in, probably gone off product. Oh, I think that's from this, because this was upside down. Anyway, oh mate, this bag's going in the bin. It's all going in the bin. Anyway, this is the St. Ives Fresh Skin Apricot Scrub. So this is the one with the green accents on it. At the moment I'm using the orange one because I forgot I like the green one. I would repurchase this one again, absolutely. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Again, why am I giving it out these 5s? Because I just keep going for the same one. But yeah, I would repurchase this one out of the St. Ives lineup. This is my favourite exfoliant. I like to use this on my décolleté. I will also use a manual exfoliant in someone like the shower. And I just think having something like this on hand is good. Oh my god, I'm just like, I can feel myself rushing through this because I just duck my hand in some nasty stuff. But, oh, speaking of, there's some on here. So this here is a blush, which I know went into my favourites video. I love this. This is by Tarte, and this is the blush Party. I do have like a tiny little bit left, but you just can't get it on the brush anymore. So this was part of the Sephora birthday gift last year or the year before, I can't remember. So it was like sort of like a very neutral pink blush, obviously to cater for as many people as possible, and I really liked it. It worked well for my skin tone, and I would definitely use another Tarte blush after using this one. Currently I'm using a Milani one. It's one of those things that with blushes, I typically don't switch them up look to look unless I'm feeling particularly spicy. So it's one of those things that, would I repurchase this one? Actually, yes, I would. I think I would. However, it wouldn't be for a long time because I've got a bunch of blushes to use up and I'm happy to use them up. But I would repurchase this one, and I would give this a 4.5. I think the staying power is fantastic for a blush because that's typically the first thing to go. This one did stick around. I think the tone of this one's really nice, and you know, Tarte are known pretty well known for their blushes anyway, so I would, yeah, try this one or a colour that's similar. I don't know because it is called Party because it's to do with the birthday month thing. And last but certainly not least, I have a product from Milani. This is their eyeshadow primer. I have already repurchased this when I've started using it, so yes, I would do that. I think this one's really nice. I think it does the job that I want it to, and it's one of those things like when I like when I'm like sort of like running late and I don't like prime my eyelids, I can see the oils come through, whether I've put eyeshadow or just like powder over my eyes or something like that. I can see it. So I see the difference that this makes when I don't use it. And that can be said for like any eyeshadow primer, but this is the one that I've been using. I get this off of Beauty Bay. I actually bought this one again for a friend for Christmas because she sort of like didn't feel confident with using eyeshadow. So I was like, hey, have you ever thought about using an eyeshadow base? Because I think it really does make a difference. And I think it's what sometimes with face primers, I'm like less enamored or less religious with using them, but however, I definitely notice the difference in the brightness, the blendability and the longevity of my eyeshadow with this product. With eyeshadow primers in general, I am absolutely 100% for them. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would. I'm gonna give this a, oh my god, can I hold on to it? No, I would give that a 4.5. Yeah, it's just one of those things that like I found a good one at a good price point, so I have no interest in trying another one that is more expensive. Although again, if you have something similar to that you would recommend in a similar sort of price range, I would love to hear from it. Anyway, it's one of those things where I said like, oh, the bag's not full, so I'll do it now. I have been recording for 40 minutes, so this is going to be fun to edit. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If there are any videos you'd like to see from me, please leave them down below, and I shall see you soon. Bye! Guys, I was sat on one. And I don't need to stop here very quickly. I don't know where I'm going to insert this. Anyway, this is a sneaky post filming. I was sat on it. We've got a tattoo liner, haven't we? This is my favourite eyeliner. This is a 5 out of 5. Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. I'm using it today. I've used it every day I've worn eyeliner, more or less since I was 21. So absolutely I would purchase this again. Anyway, really, this is goodbye now. Bye, 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 bye.